Aloha. Welcome to the Mr. G podcast. This is episode 29. Today is Wednesday, June 14th, 2023. It's a sizzling 77 degrees here on the outskirts of Chinatown, Honolulu, Hawaii. It's about 7:30 a.m. Today we're going to talk about the 5 most wealthiest people in Hawaii, and we're also going to talk about celebrities that call Hawaii home. So let's just start off with a joke today to break the ice. Okay, little Billy is sleeping in his room, and it's like the 1950s for some reason. It feels like that time. And he's in his pajamas and he's in his bed, and he hears a ruckus down the hall. And so he gets up and he starts creeping down the hall to his parents' room. He hears a ruckus in his parents' room. And he opens the door and he sees his mom there, and his mom's wearing a cheerleading outfit, and his dad is sitting there with nothing but chaps on, and they're just going at it. And then his dad looks at Billy and he's like, "Billy, what are you doing? Go back to your room. I'll be there in 10 minutes." And so Billy's dad, finishes up with his wife, and he goes down the hall to Billy's room, and he opens the door to Billy's room, and he sees Billy having sex with his grandmother, and Billy's dad is like, "Billy, what are you doing?" And Billy's like, "It's not so funny when it's your mama." And yeah, so that's my instance joke for the day. You got to do the little Billy banging his grandma action, and his grandma's like, "I like Ike. I like Ike." And Billy's dad's like, "Grandma, the 1948 presidential election was almost 80 years ago." And she's like, "I like Ike." And Billy's like, "Yeah, it's not so funny when it's your mama." All right. Now that we got the customary incest joke out of the way, let's get to today's topic, the 5 wealthiest people in Hawaii and what they do. Now, not everybody on this list, or if this list isn't 100% accurate, or that doesn't have everybody, because I saw Zuckerberg is not on the list. And Zuck is one of the richest people in the world, unfortunately. And he's not on the list. He's one of the largest landowners in Hawaii. The largest landowner in Hawaii is the University of Hawaii. Thank God it isn't one of these fucking billionaires. Do you know how much more money a billion is to a million? You need 1,000 millions to get 1 billion. And there's people on this list that have 10 billion, 11 billion. It's not fair. And nobody needs that much money. Even if you just have $1 billion, that basically means you can spend $200,000 every single day for the next 80 years and still have money left over. Can you spend $200,000 a day for every day for 80 years? That'd be pretty hard to do. You got to you got to eat some gold flaked fucking meals every day, But let's go on the list. Why do billionaires love Hawaii? Well, for a few different reasons. Hawaii has the best air quality of anywhere in the world, and people breathe air. Billionaires breathe air, poor people breathe air. But also, Hawaii has the bluest skies and the clearest stars, night skies of anywhere in the world. Oh, yeah, right, Mr. G. How come the skies would be more blue in Hawaii? Well, it's because there's less air pollution here, and there's also less light pollution in Hawaii. And when you have less light pollution, you can see more of the sky. And the reason there is less light pollution and less air pollution than anywhere else in the world is because Hawaii is right in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, far away from any major landmass. That's one of the reasons that some of the world's top telescopes are positioned here in Hawaii. They were going to build the 30-meter telescope on the Big Island, which would have been the world's largest, most powerful telescope before, some public outcry over, the construction of it. But still, there are some really great telescopes here. And if you've never been to Hawaii, first thing you notice when you get off the plane, if it's during the day, you notice how blue the sky is. If it's at night, you notice how many stars you see. Also, Hawaii, it's the gateway to the east and the gateway to the west. So Honolulu is the largest city in the Pacific. It has less crime compared to other major American cities. The weather is ideal for human conditions. You won't ever freeze in Hawaii, and you won't ever die of heat in Hawaii. It's never been 100 degrees ever anywhere in the state, and it snows every year if you're at high altitude. There's 13 out of the 13 different climate zones. 12 of them are located in 12 of the 13 are in Hawaii. The one that isn't here is Arctic. So there's a lot of reasons, people with money would want to live here. There's an expression in Hawaii, there's two kind of people, millionaires and homeless people. And that's even more true with white people. I know for a fact the majority of my neighbors around here, the only white people they've ever known were homeless people. I don't think they know many millionaires because generally in Hawaii, if you're a white person, you're either a millionaire or a homeless person. There's very few in between. There is some military, but other than that, um, there isn't a middle class in Hawaii. There's the poor working class, and there's the very rich. I think Hawaii has more millionaires per capita than anywhere else in the United States. Some of the world's best restaurants are here. Shopping in Waikiki and other places, they cater to rich people with Gucci and all those fancy stores that I'm too poor to even know the name of. But yeah, so there's a lot of people that make a lot of money in Hawaii, and they ain't feeding cats every day like I am. But approximately 30% of Hawaii residents reportedly earn more than 100,000 each year, with 5% of residents reportedly more earning more than 200,000 in income annually. And there are residents in Hawaii who earn far more than that. Number one, Pierre Omidyar, the founder of and chairman of eBay, lives in Honolulu and has a net worth of 11.4 billion. He's co-founder of Honolulu's Civil Beat, a media company focused on investigative journalism. Civil Beat, it's not the greatest beat, all right? It's more like civil trash. It's not a good paper. I'm surprised he has 11 billion and he puts out that paper. Sometimes I just go through the Civil Beat, the free thing that they send, just to see how bad it is. I've read newspapers across the United States, free newspapers that you pay for. I've had 5 or 6 different newspaper routes. I've sold newspaper subscriptions. I've read more newspapers and worked for more newspapers than anybody you would ever know. And Civil Beat is at the bottom of the chain, bottom of the barrel. No offense to Pierre, because all newspapers are garbage now. The quality has gone way down, just like radio. Radio and newspapers are a thing of the past. Number 2, Jay Shidler. With an estimated worth of 700 million, Jay Shidler is a Hawaii real estate mogul and one of the richest people in Hawaii. 700 million, that's not much when you think if somebody has 11 billion. The last guy, Pierre, had 11 billion. This guy, Jay, only has 700 million. He doesn't even have 1 billion. Number 3, Blair Perry Okudun, the granddaughter of Cox founder James Cox. She's not only the Hawaii's richest woman, but also the richest person in Australia for some time, with a net worth of 8.4 billion. Once again, another huge billionaire. Number 4, Steve Case. Born in Honolulu, Steve Case made his fortune with the co-founding of the former popular online AOL. He's worth an estimated 1.5 billion. Ooh, he made AOL. That's very useful now. Let's give him all the money in the world. Fuck the starving children. He made AOL. Number 5, Larry Ellison. Though not from Hawaii, Larry Ellison did purchase 98% of the Hawaiian island Lanai for 300 million. He owns 98% of one of the islands. Ellison, the founder of Oracle, has a net worth of 107 billion. Whoa, I didn't know he had that much money and is one of the richest people in California in addition to Hawaii. He has 107 billion. So he had made a million. You need 1,000 millions to make 1 billion. So he did that over 100 times. So he could give 100 people $1,000 million. Well, he could give 100,000 people $1 million each and still have money left over. That's how much these guys suck. You have to like suck to make that much money. You have to be a crazy, selfish ass egomaniac. What? Why not just give $100,000? Wait, I don't know. You can give a lot of people a lot of money. He's 100 billion. Like, whoa, dude. You could. I'm out here feeding starving cats every day. He could snap his fingers and end the starving cat population in Hawaii, but instead he buys a whole fucking island. I'm so important. God, fucking judge these fuckers. Judge these fuckers. Actions speak louder than words. What am I doing every day? What are they doing every day? Actions speak louder than words. I hope there's entities out there that are a million times more advanced than we are, and aliens are real. And if an entity is a million times more advanced than us, then they're indistinguishable from gods. All right, humans have been around evolutionary wise for maybe 200,000 years. Imagine if a creature is around for 1,000,000 years of evolution or 1 billion years of evolution. Look how many number of stars in this galaxy. Look how many galaxies in the part of the universe that we can see. Look how old the universe is. There are estimated, in my estimation, there are species out there indistinguishable from gods that can hear every thought and every emotion and every single thing that we do on this planet is registered somewhere else. And quantum theory, quantum entanglement kind of proves that when you do something on this planet, it has an effect somewhere else. Well, quantum entanglement doesn't necessarily prove that, but it would go along with it, that whatever you're doing here, something else is registering in a galaxy far, far away. So uh, there's too much unequal wealth distribution in this on this planet, and any other aliens that have any type of humanity, and if they can see the thousands of people that are dying of starvation every day, the thousands of people that die of easily curable diseases every day, and then you have these megalomaniacs buying entire islands, building super yachts. Why do they think they're so special? They are not special. I pulled hotter chicks than Zuckerberg when I was homeless. What, I didn't? Yeah, I've seen his wife. I'm out of her league. I literally pulled hotter bitches. Who was Zuckerberg? Do I really want to be Mark Zuckerberg? No, I swear to God, I don't. I swear to God, I'd much rather be me. You know, it's like if God had us, in front of him, because we're about the same age, me and Zuckerberg, right? And you knew, and you didn't know how each of our lives were going to turn out, who our parents were going to be, where we were born, yada yada yada. But you knew what each of us looked like, what our personalities will look like, what we sounded like, how well our intellect was, what our heart was like, how much kindness and empathy we had, how funny we were, how creative we were. Fucking A, nobody's choosing him, choosing me every fucking time. Oh, he's a billionaire. He's got billions of dollars. That means he's almost so much better than his breath is worth more. Like, I'm sorry. I don't care. Like, maybe logically, I wouldn't want to be that guy. Like, I'm Zuckerberg, creepy creep. Like, do I want to be Bill Gates? Bill Gates is a straight up fucking pedo. He's the spokesman for Subway. Oh, but he's a billionaire. He's got money. That means like, fucking God, aliens, judge these fuckers. I'm out here feeding street cats every day for 4 years. I've lived a fucking noble life. I've lived a great life, and I've learned and I've taught and I've done really incredible, extraordinary things. Fuck this guy. Zuckerberg, I came up with Facebook. It's a fucking nerdy thing from the early 2000s. Fuck you and Facebook. Nobody uses Facebook. It's MySpace. It's nothing. He doesn't deserve that much money. Enough money to end starvation, all in his pocket, to build his yacht, to buy him an island in Hawaii. No, nobody in Hawaii likes that. Nobody in Hawaii likes any of these billionaires at all. And I wouldn't. You look at you look how creepy they are. Zuckerberg, Bill Gates. These guys have all the money in the world, and they're still straight up fucking like disgusting fuckers. Okay. I actually did this podcast earlier, but the mic was on mute. So I'm doing it again, but with all new jokes and all new different things. All right. With that being said, let's just talk about a few famous celebrities that live in Hawaii. So Ben Stiller lives in Kauai. He owns a 14-acre bluff-top Kilauea Kauai property. Steven Tyler lives on Maui. The Aerosmith musician, he's lived here for a long time. Owen Wilson lives on Maui. Owen Wilson, Willie Nelson, and one more famous dude, Woody Harrelson, all live in Maui, and they all go to this bar. Oprah Winfrey. When you are identified by only a first name, what is more to say about fame and fortune? She has even been called the island's queen. Nobody's ever called her that. That's completely disrespectful. And perhaps the largest landowner on Maui. They don't like that. Her farmhouse estate has fabulous views of the Pacific that can attest to a recent drive-by. Oprah's upcountry home is set on 1,000 acres. So, like, what is she like doing it? She's like got this huge estate and 1,000 acres looking over the Pacific. She's like, I am Oprah. Does she stand there like on the cliffs and go, Oprah? And as the clouds are coming in and the birds chirping, does the rainbow come in and shine right on her? I am Oprah. I had a talk show on cable TV. Right? Because she's like a god, right? Or a queen, as they described her. No, she's not. She's fucking basic. She's lame. She's average. What the fuck? She had a huge talk show. So let's give her 100. She had a talk show where she interviewed single moms and whoever the fuck. So let's give her $100 billion because she's Oprah, and let's give her let's give that other billionaire the whole island of Lanai, and let's call Oprah. Fuck the Hawaiians. Let's just say Oprah's the queen. No, it doesn't work like that. That's extremely disrespectful. Like, who is Oprah? Like, why would she be a queen? Like, what the fuck? She's just a puppet for the left, a spokesperson for, like, who is she? There's a million people better than Oprah out there. We don't need these stupid fucking celebrities, plain and simple. Like, they don't need that much money. They don't need that much money just to pamper their fucking ego. There should be no billionaires. Once you get $1 billion, can't make any more. That's what I believe. Once you make $1 billion, you should start giving money to other people. Sylvester Stallone, he's long time been a resident of Kauai. He bought a house like 20, 30 years ago. Willie Nelson, Chuck Norris. You see, I've been through all of these. Like I said, I did this podcast just earlier and the mic wasn't on. So I won't make that mistake again. Kirk Hammett from Metallica lives on Oahu. Jason Momoa, Aquaman. Woody Harrelson, mentioned him. Cheryl, Mick Fleetwood, longtime resident. Bethany Hamilton, that's an interesting photo. Cheryl, I guess famous actress and model. Pat Benatar, Glenn Medeiros. The only reason I know who he is because he played at a church that I went to, and his daughter is on TikTok and makes the cringiest TikToks with her mom, and her TikToks all revolve around her dad being a singer in the 80s. He had one single in the Karate Kid movie. So that was like 40 plus years ago. And it's just like she's like all crazy. She's like, my dad is sang a song. Like, but I've seen her around. I hope I don't run into her again. The thing is about living in Hawaii, it's an island. And so you do just like run into people that you've had a previous. Roseanne Barr has lived here a long time. She has a place on the Big Island. So Hawaii has been home to many residents. And I was just going to do today's episode all about Benny. Yesterday's episode, I ended when I got a little choked up talking about my old friend Benny, who's no longer with us. And today I was actually thinking about Benny last night, and I was thinking, hey, today's podcast, I could just talk about Benny the whole time. I have the ability to do that. I don't have to do a bunch of research and everything. So if I just want to talk for 20, 30 minutes, I can do that. You notice they say podcasts are oversaturated now. So many people are doing podcasts, and that's true. But a lot of them, they think that they can just have these outstanding guests every day and they can just sit there and let their guests talk. But then the guests don't show up. They don't have the guests. And who can have guests every day? I can do this every day. And I don't need a script. I don't even need to prepare anything. So that's my ace in the fucking hole, guys. And if you're listening to the sound of my voice, you're in early. All right. And you can say you were here before the millions of others. All right. Does this podcast not sound good? No, it does sound good. Do I not know what I'm talking about? No, I do know what I'm talking about. Hey, most of the time, like I say, judge a book by its cover. Uh, but with me, you don't want to judge a book by its cover, because the one thing that everybody has always said to me, from dozens of people that I've worked with, gone to school with, that I've known, that any people that have gotten to know me, they say, "Oh, Greg, I thought you were this. Gee, I thought you were this or that," and they can never fess up. What, you thought I was poor? You thought I was stupid? Like, it's like they made, expectations about me that didn't come to fruition, and then they felt bad that I outdid their expectations for me. And I've been through that over and over. So I don't know, when people see me, they just, hey, look at that trashy guy. But most of the times you do want to judge a book by its cover. Earlier today, after I fed my regular cat colony, I went back out to check on some kittens and a mama cat. And I saw a new office chair in like the trash pile. And as I was looking at it, I saw a shady older homeless guy start walking towards me. And at first, like, he walked like he was going to scare me, but then he saw who I was, and so he knew he had no chance of scaring me. But I looked at the piece, the chair, the new office chair, a little bit longer than usual, because I at first I didn't think like he would want it, because he's like a homeless person. Was he going to bring it to his tent? But I had to feed these kittens and the mama cats, so I left and I went to go take care of that just across the street. Then when I came back, and I was thinking like, man, he better not take that chair. What's he gonna do? Bring it to his tent? What's he gonna do? Sit in this nice new chair and it's gonna clean him up, and he's all of a sudden gonna be articulate and creative and do all and start a home business? No, he's not. Is he gonna sell the office chair? No, he's not. He's not gonna do anything. And the only reason he would take it is because I was fucking looking at it. He wouldn't even have noticed it if I wasn't looking at it. So I went to go feed the kittens and the mama cat, and I came back. Sure enough, the scumbag took the fucking chair. And it's like, damn, like there are some really shady, scummy motherfuckers out there, because he's not doing anything to the chair. He probably took it and threw it somewhere else. He just did that because he knew that I wanted it. And his scummy ass isn't ever going to do anything but a fucking pile of drugs he finds on the street, you know? But somebody like me, I actually have purpose. I actually have a shot in this world. I know my ability. I know my skills. I know what I'm capable of. So that office chair, it would have been much better for me than his pathetic fucking ass. So sometimes you do want to judge a book by its cover, because that guy was shady as fuck and didn't deserve that chair, you know. But a lot of times in life, the good don't reap the rewards. People that have the least tend to give the most, and people that have the most tend to give the least. We were just talking about the 5 richest people in Hawaii, and how much do they give? How much of their income? Not very much, especially in the last few years. The income inequality has gotten to unprecedented levels. I'm praying aliens come down and make the billionaires their fucking slaves. You Aliens indistinguishable from gods if they have a million or a billion years advanced evolution on us. They can hear every one of our thoughts. They can hear us breathing. They can hear when my cat farts. So these aliens, you know what's going on. These fucking billionaires have gotten out of control. There are people dying, starving every day. And these guys are building super yachts. These guys are buying whole islands. It's preposterous. And I never understand that mentality. But that's why they say 90% of CEOs are sociopaths. The people that have the least tend to give the most, and the people that have the most tend to give the least. All right. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Later this week, we'll talk about the richest people in the world. And my cats are doing well. If any of you are wondering, the cat feeding operation is going good. Um, I'm uploading every day. Listen to Mr. G podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, Amazon podcasts, Apple podcasts, Spotify podcasts, Audacity podcasts. Just type in Mr. G Hawaii podcast, and full episodes of the Mr. G podcast are uploaded in their entirety to Twitter and YouTube daily. I've been doing this 28 days, 4 weeks. The most important thing is I enjoy doing it, but I also know it's very good quality. And I enjoy all of you listening. You're in early. As far as podcasts go, this is as good as it gets. All right. So I'll talk to you guys later. Everybody have a great day. And if you see a stray cat on the streets, do Mr. G a favor and get it some food and water, because everybody needs a little help now and then. With that being said, aloha.